Hmm. We are live. We are live. Remember Frankenstein? It's alive. It's alive. Welcome to the Geelong Zone. I am Coach Lucas. Whew. Just had a preseason game. Cheers. Don't worry, we fucking need it. I need about 20 of these. After the season we're going to have. No hope for Gold Coast. No hope for Gold Coast after what I just saw or seen. Maybe I didn't even watch the game. Maybe I was watching Married at First Sight. Maybe I'm going by stats. But what I've seen, game or stats, it's what I've seen. Hold that. Hold that, Geelong fans. One word. Fucked. We are fucked. No hope for Gold Coast. No hope for Gold Coast. What a lovely book this is. What a lovely book I'm holding. I'm actually going to give you a history lesson to you Geelong fans at the end of this. I'm not joking. I've got a book here. Not joking. At the end of what I've got to say, I've got a history lesson for you Geelong fans. All right, I'm going to read a book to you guys. All right. So hold that. Hold that. No hope for Gold Coast. No hope for Gold Coast. Well, let's see. Let's get into our points. No elite midfield. After what I saw or seen, whether it's stats or game footage, no elite midfielder tonight. No elite midfielder in this book. Now, this book here that I'm going to teach you, I'm going to educate you all. Have all the elite players in this book. All the elite players, and most of them are midfielders. In fact, 98% of the players in this book are midfielders. And I'm going to educate you on this at the end of this. But we have no elite midfield. Warple, the turnover machine. Hold that. Hold that. All about education tonight. All about education tonight. We'll get into this book. No elite midfielder. Warple, turnover machine. Wow, less than 60% again tonight. I thought he did that on purpose to get a Geelong contract when he stinked it up in the prelim for Hawthorn. Cheers. Take that. Scammed. Scammed by Hawthorn. Hawthorn knew we were into him. But what did Hawthorn do about it? Not a thing. Hawthorn couldn't even be asked to fucking buy Warple. Couldn't be asked to give him a fair contract. Just gave him a half-assed, hey, here's an average contract. Couldn't be stuffed. We got scammed. So cheers. Played by Hawthorn. 89. 2008. Once again scammed. Oof, no elite midfielder. Well, we just mentioned Warple. What does O'Shane Mullins, what does he do outside of tagging? You know, he's a tagger. Well, who was on him tonight? Who was he tagging tonight? Patrick Cripps? Oh. What did he do? Go forward, kicked a couple of goals? That reminds me of what McCluggage did in the grand final against Mullins. Exposed him because they don't respect him. He doesn't hurt you two ways. So here, hold that. Hold that. Oh, Mullins, he's our tagger. He's our tagger. Got exposed by a goal-kicking midfielder like McCluggage. Got exposed. Hey, if I'm a coach against Chris Scott and someone's tagging Mullins, you know what? Why don't you go in the forward line, because this dozer won't go with you. He doesn't hurt you two ways. Pay him no respect. Just go forward, kick 3 goals. Not that Cripps kicked 3 goals, but you get the idea. Let's see. Right, danger. Fucked. Absolute fucked. But his body, not his fault. Not his fault. His body can't do it anymore. But I did like him on the bench tonight. Came on at half time. See, this is where I like the sub rule. I think Dangerfield would have been a great sub. A perfect sub. So hold that. Hold that. Came on after half time, kicked the goal. Looked dangerous. Looked one of our better forwards. Along with Jack Martin. Jack Martin. Woo. Jack Martin. Jack Martin. Calrton want him back. Well, I'll tell you what, Calrton. I'll tell you what. We're going to be realistic here. How about you give us Jagger Smith, Cripps, or Sam Walsh, and you can have Jack Martin back, because we are fucked without a midfielder. Oh my God, look what Gold Coast is going to do to us. Holy fuck, I can't even be angry at that game. I can't even be angry at that game because I know they're going to fucking kill us. I said Gold Coast by 40, really. If they're the team everyone thinks they are, they should win by 60, by the way. So hold that. Hold that, Geelong fans. So I will give Chris Scott a pass. I will give Chris Scott a pass for the Gold Coast game because I know they're going to fucking lose. I'll wait till the Freo game. I'll wait till the Freo game. In Geelong, by the way. In Geelong. Let's explain something else. Let's explain something else. Rucking. Rucking is dead. No need for the Tom Englishes, the Sam DeConis, the Tom DeConis. You might as well get a guy off the fucking street that's 220 centimetres tall and put him in there and you get hit outs. That's what the AFL want. That's what it's about. It's about hit outs. Ruckcraft is dead. Put your knee up and get the ball. Of course, Max Gorn cried like a little boy, saying, "Oh, it's not fair." It's not fair, mate, because it exposes you. That's why it's not fair for you. So, Max Gorn, hold that. Hold that. By the way, Max Gorn was the only ruckman that did complain. Because it exposes ruckmen like you, Sherry, Tom DeConey, Blitzard. It's all about who's the tallest. Because of this rule. Oh, we tried Shannon Neal there. He got injured. He got injured. What are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? Oh my God. Well, hold that. There goes our forward line. Our forward line is fucked. No Jeremy Cameron. Well, maybe 50-50. No Shannon Neal. Who the fuck's going to kick our goals? That was a compliment about Shannon Neal, by the way. Because if he's not in our team, who the fuck's kicking our goals? He doesn't kick many goals, Shannon Neal, but he does kick some. So hold that. Our forward line's fucked. I've got Warple at half forward. Warple at half forward. He can't even handball a target fucking 5 metres out. They're like kick for goal. Are you kidding me? Warple. Scammed by Hawthorn. Absolutely scammed by Hawthorn. Just like 89. Just like, all right. Oh. Turnover machine Warple. Turnover machine. Yeah, Hawthorn, yeah, we know you're going to go to Geelong. Yeah, we'll just give you just a half-assed contract. You can sign it. You don't have to. No, I can't be fucking up. Geelong are giving me more. I'll sign. Scammed. They scammed us, Hawthorn. They scammed us. Sam Mitchell knew what he was doing. No elite midfield. Max Holmes. What did he do tonight? Average. I don't know what's wrong with him, but since that grand final, he's been fucking shithouse. And he wasn't good in the State of Origin either. So hold that, Geelong fans. We've got no midfielder. Tanner Brunner. Yeah, good for 1 quarter, stinked for the last 3. 12 disposals in the first quarter. It's not bad. Pretty good, actually. I'm giving him this credit there. It's pretty good. 12 touches. But last 3. So he's not A grade. He's not even elite. It's not even A grade. We have no elite midfield. Good luck playing against teams like Sydney when they've got elite midfield. Good luck playing against the Crows. Good luck against Port Adelaide. We might not even beat Port Adelaide. We might even not beat Port Adelaide and Geelong. So hold that. But I do like that because, as I mentioned earlier, he cannot play midfield. He cannot play in the midfield anymore. Back-to-back games, he's done. Cannot play. I like him. I'd like him to stay on the bench after halftime and bring him on as an X player, as a X Factor player or something. Came on the bench tonight, and he did more than any other forward apart from Jack Martin. We are so done against. Hang on, let's go back here. No hope for goal. We are fucked, Geelong fans. Time to face reality. And I'm sure Geelong fans are going to come out and say, oh, Lucas, we fucking bet Gold Coast. We bet Gold Coast. Hold that L for Lucas. L for Lucas. Hold that L, Lucas. Hold that L. Hold that L. L for Lucas. But you're not, because we're not going to beat fucking Gold Coast. With or without Jeremy Cameron, with or without Matt Rorell. We are so done. That midfield is old and slow. Old and slow. Turnover city. Fucked. Absolute fucked. However, time for a history lesson. Time for your history lesson. Now, I got this book given to me. And I'm fed. This is a proper book here. It's fair dinkum. I got this sent by the mail by a fan of the Geelong Zone. Shout out to that fan. He knows who he is. I'm going to read this out to you. I'm going to read this to you. There have been few more dominant and decisive winners of the Brownlow medal than Geelong centreman Alistair Lloyd, whose 9-vote victory in 1962 was one of the biggest in medal history. That's nothing these days. Should see Patrick Cripps, should see Matt Rorell get 40 votes. Lloyd polled in 13 of the 18 home and away matches played that season. 13 of 18. He scored 9-2 voters, a record in medal counting. Lord was recruited to Geelong from Calrton in Victoria's Western Districts and played his first game for the Cats in round 3 in 1959. Read this book. Together with the identical twin Stewart, Lord played in Geelong's 1963 Premiership team. That's a real team there. That's a real team right there. Unlike this one that's currently going, you know. Lord played in Geelong's 1963 Premiership side and was a start in the era where the Cats boasted an outstanding combination. In his Brownlow year, he averaged more than 30 kicks per match at a disposal disposal efficiency. I don't know how true this is. This was back in the 60s. Of 78%, 30 kicks at 78%. You are kidding me. Warple couldn't even do that once and fucking 2% if he gave him one kick. If he kick it out in the full. Elite kick. He got asked, Alston Lloyd, after this, when this book was published in 2010, he got asked, you were from the Western Districts, and while it would have seemed natural that he would play at Geelong, that wasn't the case initially. Wasn't the case. He replied, I played at Calrton because there was the closest Hampton League club to our property at Port Campbell. I boarded at Geelong College and played in their senior team and also represented the school, Geelong Grammar. Goes on. In the associated public schools, combined side in both the under 16 and senior level. So he was under 16. He was playing in seniors as well. After returning to the property from school, I played in the under 18s at Calrton, and then in the seniors playing at centre half forward. That year, I had one invitation from 11 VFL clubs to train with them. After meeting with Geelong coach, he's a blast from the past, Reg Hickey. Now there's a coach. Reg Hickey, that's a coach. Not this fake one that's currently at Geelong. That's a real coach right here. At Denny's, a wool broking company in Geelong. Fair enough. I was invited to train and play a practice match. I made the senior side for 3 games in 1959. But my home club would not give me a clearance to play at Geelong, so I returned to play out the year at Cobden. Fair enough. He got asked. This is absolutely true. I'm reading it right out of this book. It's absolutely true. You came back in 1960 to play with Geelong. He replied, that's right, Bob Davis was taken over as coach. Bob Davis, another brilliant Geelong coach. Old school mentality coach. Had taken over as coach when the start of the new era. I played as a half forward, and when I remembered, I was selected in the Victorian state side to play in Western Australia. It seemed like 1 minute I was playing for Calrton, and the next I was alongside Ron Barassi. Look at these names. Listen to these fucking names. Ron Barassi, Bob Skilton, Alan Elliott, John Nichols, Jack Clark. Great players I used to watch, and I was pinching myself. He got asked, your career must have taken off because by the end of your third full season, you had won the Brownlow medal. Won the Brownlow medal. Alistair Lloyd, 1962 Brownlow medalist. As I said, he only played 55 games, and he won that Brownlow. Career games, 122. Career goals, 79. Won it after 55 games. 28 votes from 18 matches. Polled in 13. 22 years and 141 days as a centre. A centre. Like Warple plays centre. Right now, I'd take a 100-year-old Alistair Road over Warple. That's for fucking sure. That is for sure. But anyway, carry on, Lucas. Will do, mate. You averaged 30 kicks a game in 1962. That must have been some season, he got asked. He replied, I've always said that, and the ball seemed to follow me that year. Honestly, if I was lying on my back, I think the ball would have fallen in my arms. I was allowed to play my type of game, which was roaming, although I did have a lot of help from teammate. Listen to this name. Listen to this name. Paul Vinner. Paul Vinner. Not a Max Holmes. Not a Tanner Bruno, not a Warple. Paul Vinner. Paul Vinner. Max Holmes. And Warple. And Tanner Bruno. They don't get anywhere near this 1962 team. Nowhere near it. So hold that. But carry on, Lucas, carry on. I did have a lot of help from former teammate Paul Vinner, who used to drop it into the centre and then gave me the opportunity to push forward. Also, it was a wet year that year. I remember playing all my games in the wet. I don't remember a single game that year I played in the daytime. Hold that, Geelong fans. Hold that, Tanner Bruno. Hold that, James Warple. Hold that, Max Holmes. It was a wet year, and back on the farm, we never had the ball out of our hands in these conditions. Wow, so he wasn't even used to those conditions, and he still went at an efficient disposal of 75%, so it says. Warple, Max Holmes, Tanner Bruno train in this weather almost every day. And yet Warple can't get it at over 60%. So hold that. It was a wet year, and back on the farm, we never had the ball out of our hands in those conditions. We'd practice kicking it through fences. Even when we were rounding up the sheep, and the continual use of the footy certainly helped. He got asked, one of the great stories in football in 1962 was that you was reported, but there was a case of mistaken identity with your twin brother Stuart. So he got reported, but it was actually it was his brother. It was his twin brother. He got scammed. He almost got scammed there. Like with the Guthries, they scammed the club for years. It was early in the season. We were playing Richmond at Punt Road. Of course, it had to be against Richmond at Punt Road, didn't it? Of course, it did. That's the ground, by the way, that Richmond train on to this day. They still train on that ground. I played on a guy called Baisley Maloney. And we'd be niggling at each other for most of the first half, sledging each other. Just before halftime, I gave him a touch-up. Or a jumper punch, or a push in the chest. So you can't, hold that right there. You can't do that these days. Well, you can, as long as the player doesn't fall down. So you can hit as hard as you can. If he stays on his feet, that's all good. But if you were to punk someone and he falls down, that's 2 weeks. But in this 1960s era, do what you want. But carry on, Lucas. Carry on. I gave him a touch-up. I probably got him, but I don't think there was much in it. Like a jumper punch, not much in it. Depends on the play. If he acts like a sook or a crybaby, or he keeps his feet. Suddenly, I saw a boundary umpire come running towards me. But the siren went for half-time, so I raced away to the rooms, and I thought I might have been in a bit of strife. So I said to Stuart, my twin brother, not related to Tom Stewart, by the way, if you get near Maloney in the next half, give him a touch-up. So we went back out, and sure enough, there was a chance for Stuart to tangle with him, my twin brother. which he duly did. He did. And I came in, remonstrated with him, and again, the boundary umpire had seen me. But this time I didn't hit him or do anything. It was Stuart. It's my twin brother. But I reckon he, the boundary umpire, must have remembered what happened in the second quarter, so he booked me. We got to the tribunal, and they threw it out because it was the wrong player. It's the wrong player. Hold that. Hope you're enjoying the history lesson with Coach Lucas here. By the way, after the Gold Coast loss, see, all of you expecting me to have a meltdown. All of you expecting me to fucking lose it like Abby Chatfield. Not going to be the case. I will read you more stuff out of this book. I will read you more stuff in it, and we've got Jimmy Bartell. We've got Gary Ablett in here. Gary Ablett Jr., by the way. We've got Jimmy Bartell. I've got weeks of this stuff. Weeks of this stuff. So hold that, Geelong fans. But carry on. Carry on, Lucas. He got asked. But you might have been in trouble had you been reported for the second quarter incident where he actually hit him for real, not his brother. He said, oh, shit, yeah. I might have been in real strife. But I'm glad the umpire didn't put me down. This is the same year as the Brownlow. He won the Brownlow, by the way. Same year. What are your memories of the night and the win? The Brownlow, of course. Bob Davis said to come down to the property, which I did. Channel 9 set up a television camera, so he wasn't even at the Brownlow. Wasn't at the Brownlow back then. You know, they were at homes, Channel 9, Channel 7, Channel 10, whoever fucking was there, went to their homes. Channel 9 set up television cameras at Eastern Beach for an interview that night, Eastern Beach. We listened on the radio because that's what they did. They listened on the radio. It's the fucking 60s. And when I was 3 ahead, Bob turned to me and said, "They won't catch you, son." I started crying. It was a great honour because I had an outstanding year in football. We went back to the club that night and had a few celebrations, but nothing big as we had to play in the final the following Saturday, the grand final. Got asked. You played in the 1963 Premiership side. By the way, this 1963 team absolutely whoops this team's ass. Absolutely whoops their ass. No contest. But carry on, Lucas. You played in the 1963 Premiership side together with Stuart. But by the end of 1966 season, you bowed out of the Football League. He said, opposition coaches have worked out my game plan. See, even back then, in the 60s, they had a plan B, they had a plan C, they had a plan D, E, F, G. Unlike this dozer at our club that coaches, he has no plan B, C, or D. This is the year 2026. Year 2026. G'day, mate. Yeah, g'day. Thank you for joining me on this history lesson. So unlike our dozer coach, who has no plan B, C, D, or E, or whatever, in the 1966 season, opposition coaches worked out a game plan for me. They were dropping players back in the centre, and that eliminated my ability to roam. Credible. Coaches came up with plan B, C, and D in 1966. Your out-dozer coach can't do that when, let's say, the player he wants to tag goes up forward. He just leaves him on him because he's stupid. He hasn't got a fucking clue. Carry on, Lucas. I was only 26 when I retired. Fuck me. So they actually put him in fucking retirement. Wow. Having played all my career at Geelong in the senior side, and with the property to return to, I made my decision to retire from the Football League. I coached South. Forgive me for the name here. I don't want to go woke. Jagger was flying today. I tell you what. The Jagger was flying. No elite midfield for Geelong. That Jagger, the moves like Jagger, that guy. Woo. Any chance you want to trade him for Max Holmes or I don't know, Warple? We'll give you Jack Martin back. Oh. He's going to be nasty in this league, Jagger. But I'll continue with my history lesson here. Forgive me for not pronouncing this right. Anyone that's living in Melbourne can pronounce this properly for me. I coached South Warrnambool for 5 years. South Warrnambool, winning 1 premiership in 1969. Wow. So he actually won a Brownlow, won a premiership, and was a coach. Coached to a premiership. Wow, incredible. In the 60s, by the way, 60s. And then coached Coburn for 5 years, where we were runner-up in my final year of coaching. Incredible stuff. This book. Incredible stuff. Like I said, we've got Ablett in here. We've got Jimmy Bartell. After we get humiliated by Gold Coast, I'll do Jimmy Bartell. See, people are expecting me for a meltdown. It's not going to happen. Not going to happen because I know we're going to lose to Gold Coast. I'm going to be more pissed if we lose to Freo at home. But it's all good. But that history lesson was Alistair Lloyd, the 1962 Brownlow winner. Incredible stuff. So there's some history for you. There's some history for the Geelong fans. These Geelong fans that are spoiled brats. Oh, we don't want to rebuild. I want to be around top 8 for the next 10, 15 years. Mate, you're in a rebuild now. When you get beaten by Gold Coast. And then when you get beaten by Fremantle, you'll be in a rebuild real quick. So don't you worry about that, Geelong fans. You'll be in a rebuild in no time. And when Tasmania come in the league, good luck. Let's see if that master coach that's got no plan B, D, C, D, E, F, H, J, anything. We'll see. But wow, back in the 1960s, coaches worked on players, worked on game plans of players. Absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible, this book. And if you're asking what book am I reading, I'm reading this book. Look at that. Look at that player. Look at that player. What a player he was. History of the Brownlow, a tribute to the greatest players of all time by Jared Healy. There you go. You can look that up. Look that up. Incredible. Like I said, we've got Bartell, we've got Abel, we can do next week. We've got an episode about this next week after my review of the Gold Coast game where we get smashed by 60 points. If Gold Coast is the real deal, and everybody says they're the real deal, a lot of people have them in the grand final. I have them winning a grand final. So if they are the real deal, they will smoke Geelong by 60 points. I said 40, but that's me being kind. It really should be 60 points. So hold that, Geelong fans. And if I get it wrong, I'll be the first one. I'm sure I'm going to hear about it. All you lovely Geelong supporters. I'm sure I'm going to get it. But I'll be the first one to say, you know what? I was wrong. But at the moment, hold that L. Hold that L. Because I've got, for the Gold Coast episode, what have we got? Stay with me. I'm not fucking this up. Stay with me. Oh. Look at this. Jimmy Bartell. We have got Jimmy. We can read. Another history lesson when we get whooped by Gold Coast. I will read Jimmy Bartell. And then when we get whooped by Fremantle at home. It's all good. We can read the GOAT, Gary Ablett. So we got plenty of stuff, plenty of history here. In case, we fuck up the Freo game. Plenty of stuff. It's all good. I might read some others as well. Doesn't have to be Geelong. Have a look at this. 1933 Brownlow winner. Wilfred Chicken Smallhorn. Oh, sorry. No disrespect. Wilfred Chicken Smallhorn. Played for Fitzroy. 1933. Won his Brownlow after 59 games. Career votes 100. Wow. Holy shit. 100 career votes. That's incredible. 1930s, eh? Wow. Who won the 1967 Brownlow? Well, I'm assuming a Calrton player did, but we'll look this up. No, we've got this. Mate, Calrton are so good. Calrton whooped our ass. If this was round one, you guys would have won by 50 points. We stink. Absolute stink. We stink. We've got no midfield. We've got nothing, mate. We've got nothing. Flag's ours. Well, it could be. Well, I think you got a coach worse than Chris Scott, but we'll see. Now, who won it in 1967? All right, let's go here. (1967) Ross Smith of St Kilda. I'm going to assume that's when they last won the premiership. I'm going to assume that. Ross Smith was the consumer mate's rover. Courage, durability, pace and exclusiveness were among his many football virtues. The diminutive Smith, this is some advanced words here. Smith joined St Kilda from Hampton Scouts in 1961. Smith played for an enormous zest and was sculpturelessly fair. Finally got it. He became a favourite with St Kilda fans, playing a key role in the club's 1966 premiership. Did I not just say that? I just said that. What do you think is the reason we flogged you so hard? What was the reason? I'll tell you what, Shay. This was the reason, mate. No elite midfield. Mullins, what does he do outside tagging? Wasn't he supposed to be tagging Cripps? Oh, yeah, Cripps went for a kick to goal. Really good. Warpool, turnover machine. There's your main reasons. There's your main reasons. Because Geelong has no midfield. There you go. Look at that. Geelong has no midfield. Excellent. No one. See, we don't have an Alistair Lloyd. We don't have an Alistair Lloyd playing for us. That'd be nice. We've got a turnover merchant and Warple. We got scammed by Hawthorn. Just like 89. We got scammed by them in 89 and we got scammed by them in 2008. They own us. So hold that, Geelong fans. Another great investment by Hawthorn to Geelong. Scammed us. Midfield of the children Swans, mate. Well, it seems like it, doesn't it? It seems like it, mate. But having said that, Carlton fans, if you want Jack Martin back, give us Jagger Smith. Give us Jagger Smith. Instantly walks into our midfield. Instantly. Look at that. Look at that play. Look at that, Carlton fans. Look at that. What a player Chris Judd was. What a player. What an absolute gun. Unbelievable. We're fine, champ. We're fine, yeah. You're fine, yeah. Cripps, Walsh, Jagger. Good luck. The only problem is your coach. I worry about your coach. But your midfield is good. Your midfield is great. Great. But no, Carlton have elite midfield now. We've got no midfield. We've got no elite midfield. We are fucked. Good luck against Gold Coast. Who've Carlton got? I don't know who Carlton's got round one. Reminds me. But, however, now Dangerfield is still elite, but I don't want him playing midfielder because we saw what happened in the prelim final. He got absolutely spent. He was useless in that grand final. You might as well have had Kate Winslet fucking laying on a wardrobe than have Danger play in that match. Would have been more useful. Yeah, too old. Yep, too old. Old and slow, exposed. Richmond, round one. Oh, there's a 100-point win. I don't know what Richmond... I don't even know who their coach is. Fuck knows. No one knows. Get him in the Reddies. No, you just play Jagger Smith, Harry Mackay, Cripps and Walsh, and he'll smash them by 100 points. 100 points. I'm getting sick of that fucking round run game on Thursday night, by the way. It's funny, I didn't actually know who Calrton played, but now you said Richmond, traditional game. How did I not know that? I'm getting sick of that game, by the way. That game's bullshit. It'd be good if Richmond can actually win a game. But Calrton by 100, they'll smash them. They would have if this was round one tonight, they would have bet Geelong by 50 points. Geelong was going easy tonight, you know that. Well, our midfield still stink though. You're not going to win games with that midfield, mate. Only 4 players, 4 versus 18. Well, fair enough. You're entitled to that opinion. That's fair enough. Now they're versus Sydney opening round. Oh, Sydney. Opening round. They can't play opening round against Sydney. Oh, now there's them. Heaney, Warner, Goulden versus Jagger, Smith and Walsh. Mackay and Curnow. Big Charlie. I like Sydney. So I think I think Charlie Curnow will kick 65 goals plus with that midfield. I think Carlton should have done everything they could to make him stay. I think they lost patience with Charlie. It's going to be a good game. Thank you for all the support. I wish all these Carlton fans that have joined here. I wish Geelong fans would have a brain like you do and be more realistic with their goals. But it's early days, you know. Maybe a loss against Gold Coast or belting against Gold Coast will open their eyes. But I like the Carlton fans. You know, shout out to the TPG, the jumper punch. That's all where you came from. No, I love what they're doing. They're doing some good things. He wouldn't have been alright at Carlton with Jagger, Cripps and Walsh. Fair enough. For real. But I think he'll be alright with Sydney. We saw, you know, Gordon, Warner and Heaney, you know, especially Gordon, you know, they like kicking the ball inside 50. So get out Amadi. I think he's gone. Get him out. Get in Kerno and who's that other guy? Logan McDonald. I think they'll be fine. Just get Golden to kick it to Kerno. They'll be fine. 65 goals plus. Our midfield, I don't know how many goals Cameron kicks. He might need to stat pad against Richmond or fucking North. He might kick 100 against North alone. Jeremy Cameron, where they're going. Fuck me. Yeah, he'd be better off at Sydney. Fair enough, Carlton fans. Again, thank you all for coming and watching my absolute shit show. But I hope you've got some. I hope I gave you some history. Hope, you know, I know I didn't mention a Carlton player. I mentioned Geelong player, but hope I gave you some learning. No, I'm not even a Carlton fan. Oh, so okay. So my bad. Well, who do you support? I cannot see it. I can't see your. Look, I don't know who your profile photo is. I don't know, but I'll had to give him away, or it wouldn't have been fair. Yeah, it's Carlton fans have, you know, you've cancelled your September holidays. Going to the grand final, aren't you? You may not want to get there though. You might want to just wait. Maybe losing the prelim, you know, because I think if you're playing Brisbane or Gold Coast in that grand final, it's not going to be good news for you guys. It's not going to be good news. But no, I love the Carlton, most of the Carlton podcasts. Welcome at my show any single time. Let's get this fucking off here. All right, there we go. Had to give him away. It wouldn't be fair. Even, I'll tell you what, Carlton fans, even Frank the Tank, my God, what is going on with him? You know, he had a horrible start to the year last year. Couldn't get games. Plays in the first final rounds. I know Carlton were heavily depleted. And then he kicks goals. Frank the Tank, wow. Might be, you know, if he picks off where he left off in the last 3 rounds where he started to kick goals, oof, look out. Do worry about their small forwards though, Carlton, because no Jesse. I know Jesse Mollop's a whipping boy for Carlton, you know. I know he's a whipping boy, but you know, he always scores goals against us. That's what I know. They're all stepping up for Riedering. Riedering, yes. Well, he didn't have a good year last year, Riedering. So maybe he can have a really good year. I think Carlton, what they need is someone other than Cripps and Walsh carrying their midfield. They need players like Hewitt. Who's their other fringe midfield? Chera. They need those players standing up. And the thing is that they haven't done that for the last 2-3 years. So, you know, and don't have high expectations on Jagger Smith. You know, it's one game. Yeah, he looked absolutely fast and incredibly strong, and we looked slow and fucking weak. But don't have too high expectations on the kid. You know, just let him play out the year. If you make the finals, well, you only have to be top 10 these days. What a shit house. But you make top 10, you know, let him build from there. Go easy on him. I wish we had him. But no, it's a, you know, the AFL have done everything they can to give you a trip back to the finals, along with Essendon and Footscray and all that. But no, you'll be all right. Carlton fans will be all right. You'll be all right. All right. You just beat Collingwood like we'll just don't lose to Hawthorn. You know, we can lose every single game, but as long as we beat Hawthorn, that'd be good. Make sure you beat Collingwood. Though having said that, Carlton fans, I don't know. I don't understand the rivalry with you two. Would you make finals if you had to give up the Collingwood games? You probably would. I would. I just don't want. I just really want to play Hawthorn in the grand final. Make up for 89 and 08. Can never get over that. That prelim final win last year was good. It was good, but it's not a grand final. It's not a grand final. We probably would have lost that grand final anyway. But no, Carlton, you'll be all right. You'll be fine. I don't know about us. We don't know us, but like I said, we've got Jimmy Bartell, we've got Gary Ablett. We lose to Gold Coast. That's fine. It's all good. There's not going to be any rants because I said, Gold Coast, if they're a serious team, if they what everybody thinks they are, they'll smash it along by 40 plus points. But we'll wait till the Freo game to pass judgment on Geelong. We'll wait till the Freo game. But anyway, thank you all for support, love. It got a bit crazy, didn't it? It got a bit crazy. I know. My bad. I apologise. And I'm sure someone is going to clip me laughing at Shannon Neal getting injured. That's not what I was laughing for. I was laughing for because we haven't got a forward line. We haven't got a forward line. No Myers. Cameron 50-50. Might have to start Dangerfield forward. Wouldn't be a bad thing. But Rucking's dead, isn't it? Rucking is dead. You might as well get a guy playing in the NBL. Get the tallest man. Rucking is dead. And I know I called Max Gawn a sook because he was the only one that complained. But in all fairness, he has a point. The ruckmen are becoming less irrelevant. Less and less irrelevant. Yet they still continue that shit third man up rule. Don't get it. But that's the wokeness of Andrew Dillon, isn't it? Is what it is. Anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the meltdown. I promise you the Gold Coast game. Well, actually, there might be a meltdown before that Gold Coast game because I'm doing an 8-hour stream for the Redbacks Sheffield Shield against New South Wales. So there might be a meltdown before that game even streams. If the Redbacks lose that game in the Shield, because we need to win that game to make the final. If we don't, well, we're fucked. So that stream could get really, really interesting. My mood could be completely shot by the time we get to that game. But anyway, thank you for watching. Really do appreciate it. Goodbye for now.